gentlemen, welcome back to another video with Swaggle Haas. And in this video, we got ourselves a good old-fashioned comic book grail unboxing. Fragile, please handle with care. Well, handle with care I will do as we do this unboxing. And I'm very, very excited to add this book to the collection. Although I'm probably the only one excited to add this book to the collection because this is a grail that nobody seems to be buying right now. So in this video, I'm going to show you guys this book, talk about it, and then ask ourselves the question, did I buy this book a little bit too early? And is this little trick a good way to determine if now is a good time to buy? Before I get into it, if you guys could drop me a like, comment, subscribe if you're enjoying the content, helps support the channel, doing those things I appreciate. Let's get into this unboxing here today. Now, we have to do the usual stuff. I already did a little bit of pre-unboxing. As you guys can see, it popped right open. And how I got this book was from the Instagram page. Of course, good friend of the channel, Jordy at Marveled Comics. I bought many other books from Jordy in times past. I highly recommend you follow his Instagram account. Actually, I don't recommend you follow his Instagram account. I don't need any other bidders or competition in there. He gives terrible deals, really, really unreasonable guy, never willing to work with you, and spends very little amounts of money on shipping and packing materials. So don't follow his Instagram that I will link in the description. But here is the book I picked up for myself. Let's kind of prime this a little bit. Let's make it a little more exciting. Did you guys see it? Did it poke out down there in the corner? God, I'm getting worse at these unboxings. All right, guys. The book that I was able to pick up for myself is a classic Marvel Grail. Of course, we're talking about Journey into Mystery number 83, first appearance of Donald Blake. No, just kidding. First appearance, well, it is the first appearance of Donald Blake. First appearance of Thor, Odin's son, one of the all-time great Marvel comic superheroes, an original Avenger, and a really, really awesome book to add to my collection. As you guys can see, just squeaking in the club right here. You know, I'll do this all day. Just get in there. Got this CGC 1.5 grade. And I got to say, I mean, for the 1.5, I mean, look at how this book presents. I mean, it presents nicely, guys. Nicely. Although, as you can see, light tan to off-white pages. I've never had a book with light tan pages. I'm a little surprised that this got hit with the light tan pages. Although, page quality to me just doesn't matter. Once it's in the slab, I'm never going to look at the pages. Now, you may be wondering why this book got a 1.5. As you can see right here, it's got that classic missing corner on the back cover. But I'll take, you know, damage on the back cover all day. You know, if it presents nice in the front, and it's a 1.5. I got that's great to me. You know, I totally am okay with this. You know, when most of the damage is on the back, and I gotta say, I mean, tan pages. I mean, we can see the pages right there. I mean, they just look like your typical cream to off-white pages. But I don't know. Maybe this was a smoker from back in the day. But super, super excited to add this book to the collection. Something I had been thinking about a little bit, you know, just as prices have been pulling back and coming down, and thinking about, you know, that next level tier of the Ultimate Grail books, right? If we're thinking, you know, Marvel Grail books, AF-15, ASM-1, Hulk 1, things like that. Then you have that little tier after that, Tales of Suspense 39, Jim 83. I think that now is a great time to look for some of these books because it doesn't feel like there's all that much demand for them. But, you know, here at Swaggle Haas Comics and Games, we like to zig when other people are zagging. Now, I thought I got this at a really great price. Jordy ended up giving it to me for $2,900. And there was actually someone in the chat who, I'm so sorry, I cannot remember the name of the person that did it, who tipped Jordy as well $100. Like he threw in $100 for me. Super nice. I can't believe somebody did that because, you know, Jordy had it listed at $3,000, and then somebody said, hey, I offered him $2,900, and then someone in the chat was like, hey, I'll put $100 for swag. So super, super nice, and I feel like a jerk because I don't remember who it was, and because it was an Instagram live, I can't, you know, pull it back up. But please, if you are the person who did it, or somebody was there, can you guys remind me who it was? Because I need to thank them once again for that. But again, I got it for $2,900. I thought that was a really, really great price, and I feel very, very safe in that price. Even if it does correct, as we're following our indexes, trying to figure out where the floor values are for a lot of books that have been corrected, I still feel very comfortable for that price because that is, rivaling that of 2018, 2019, 2020 prices. Maybe it's possible the floor breaks out and we go to, 2000 prices. I mean, who really knows? But generally speaking, I feel fairly secure, at least knowing what we know currently about what we can tell with the values of comic books. But there is one interesting thing that I think is good to sort of talk about and emphasize to you guys, and something that I've been thinking a lot about, and that is the discrepancy between sales for auctions for books and then sales for, say, fixed prices for books. And this book right here, Journey into Mystery 83, not a very high census, relatively speaking, to other, Silver Age stuff. Obviously, 2,000 copies relative, census compared to, higher than that of Golden Age, but, smaller than that of a lot of other Silver Age books. But as much as this book is in demand, I wouldn't necessarily say that this is a book that everyone is always looking to buy. Because when you go in here and you look at some of the recent sales for this thing, you'll notice that a lot of this recent sales for this book are all auction prices, meaning somebody just wanted to get a sale now, and somebody, who was watching the auctions like that just paid whatever the floor value was. So you can see right here, earlier this year, a 1.5, which is what I got, someone picked it up at auction in February for $52.80. So I paid $2,900. I feel pretty great about my price. Granted that, if a 1.5 went on sale at auction today here in the month of June going into July, I think even the market was hotter in February. So, who's to say what this book will end up selling for? I'd imagine that auctions will finish around the $3,500 price point if we're taking a look at what this book was selling for back in 2021 or early 2021 before the boom. You can see sold price of $3,500. So I can imagine $3,000, $3,500. That's probably where this book could correct back to. In general. And you can see that, at certain points in 2022, this was a $7,200 book. So like a lot of these books, the Mighty Thor has definitely fallen from its peak prices. But one thing that I wanted to point out to you guys is look at how many, auctions there are for this book. 1, 2, 3, 4 auctions. And you have to go all the way back to 2021 to find a fixed price back when, we were during the comic book boom. This is similar to a lot of the grades that you look at for this book, especially here at the low end. Or if you go into the 2.0, you look right here, auction, 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 auction. And you have to go all the way back to March of 2021 to find somebody who was willing to pay a fixed price for this book. And that was probably slightly before things got completely out of hand. And this is something that I think about a lot, where it's like, how long will it take for people to get desperate to make sales of, say, their Journey into Mystery 83, where certainly, if a book goes up at auction, someone is going to buy it because, obviously there has to be a floor price. Even a dealer is just going to say, well, I'll just buy it because I'll put it on my wall and flip it at my local comic book show. But, at a certain point, if people are looking to get a fixed price for their book, do they have to eventually capitulate? And is that a sign that a book that is not getting fixed price purchases means that it is susceptible to a larger correction soon? That's something that I start to wonder about. Now, here at the 3.5 range, there actually was a fixed price purchase in May. But again, that's one fixed price purchase within the context to, all these other auctions that we see here in this calendar year and at the end of 2022. And this is pretty common amongst this book in general. Now, if you go over to, a couple examples I pulled up, like books that we think are, generally speaking, more popular, more in demand, like a giant size X-Men 1, if you go in here to say an 8.0 range, so it's a comparable price amount, around the $3,800 price point, you can see that, there's a bigger balance, especially in this calendar year, where you see auction, at least you see one fixed priced here in the months of June. You see a lot of auctions here, but then you see a best offer accepted early in May. And then across other grades, if I go, say, to like a 6.0 at the $2,000 price point, you see a best offer here. You see an auction, fixed price, auction, best offer, auction, fixed price. And basically that's, in the last couple months. So there's more people willing to spend now on these books. And this is something I think you should consider when you're looking to pick up a few of these books. What is the actual demand for some of these books? Are people doing fixed prices for this, or is every recent sale just a book going at auction? And if you're somebody looking to find the absolute floor value for a book, maybe you have to start to think, okay, when is it going to be that people are looking to pay a fixed price for it? If we're starting to see people even willing to buy it now, so maybe that is a good time to buy back into that particular key book. Now, an ASM #1, a similar situation where, this is a book that is very, very expensive, obviously, but there are actually people willing to do, best prices on eBay for this. Obviously, this is a slash price of a best offer, but there are actually people outside of auction, at least here in the month of June, that are willing to buy this book. So again, kind of where I'm going with it is, this idea of if people are looking to actually pay whatever the list price is for a book, then that could be a good indication that, hey, we found a stable level. We found a range where the supply and demand are actually meeting each other and people are willing to make these purchases. And this could be a good entry point back into this particular book. Unlike Journey into Mystery number 83, where it seems like nobody wants to buy it. But again, I feel fairly confident that my $2,900 purchase is a really good price, no matter what. And having this book in hand, I'm very, very happy to have it. So that is all I got. That's my Grail unboxing, another Grail acquired. Very, very excited to put this one on the wall behind me. Anyways, let me know what you guys think. What do you guys think about the auction versus fixed price difference right now? Have you guys been buying any Grails? I think now is just as good a time as any to pick up some of these Silver Age Grail books, especially since everyone thinks that the last Thor movie was terrible. Anyways, that's all I got for this video. Like, comment, subscribe. See you on the next one.